Get my mic on here. All right, let's set this up. Coming live, going live from my vehicle before I go hit this gym. Talk to you. It's Friday. Let me see here. Make sure I got everything set up. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody had a good week so far. Everything working. Hopefully y'all can hear me all right. Hopefully everybody had a great week so far. If you're watching this, like I always say, you made it. So that's a good thing, right? You already got a win today. And hopefully you're going into the weekend strong. You're going into the weekend prepared. You know what you're going to eat. You know the exercises that you're going to do. You kind of have an idea because the weekends are real hard to stay on track. So hopefully you have an idea of what you're going to do this weekend and how you're going to stay on track. All right, so let's see. Let me make sure I got this. I don't want this tripod to fall on me. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to get on here for a little bit. I know I'm on here a little bit later. So I want to get on here for a second. Say hi to everybody. If you had any questions, I can go ahead and answer them for you. I'm going to go hit this gym here in a second and get that workout in. Some of them days, man, are tough, man. Like today I am tired. And I said, you know what? It's all good. I'm going to make it happen today. It don't matter, right? We're going to make it happen today. Let's see. Man, I'm trying to, hopefully this is not shaking too much. Hopefully my sound's all right. But I was reading something and reading into something about, I'm real big on consistency. I've been like that for years, okay? Consistency, discipline, all those good things. And, I was reading about, I heard something about Quitter's Day, and I was like, oh man, I need to look into this. So what Quitter's Day is, I think it said it's the second week of January is like National Quitters Day. That's when people usually quit on their resolutions. And, everybody has resolutions. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people do resolutions, especially at the beginning of the year. A lot of fitness resolutions. You're going to better health, better, working out more or whatever your resolutions are. That's fine. But a lot of people quit the second week of January. Now, if you make it past the second week of January, then the next Quitter's Day, I guess you can say, supposedly is the second week of February, which we're around there. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So we're halfway through February already. And so that's the second week that if you've made it this far, so this is when people really fall off again, right? This is when you're like, I think mentally you start thinking, okay, well, what's next? Spring break is next, right? All right, so maybe, well then I'll just start after spring break, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I usually do after spring break, I usually go into more of a cut for summertime. And I've done that the past couple of years. The thing about me is that I don't let myself get out of control. I don't go into like some bulking phase or whatever like that to where I gotta like bust my butt to get ready for summer again, right? So I try to stay as lean as possible year round. And then whenever it's time to dial it in, I don't have to like go extreme. I can just cut back a little bit and, maybe up my steps a little bit like that. And I'm good to go. I'm not stressing myself out. I'm not losing sleep. I'm not doing some crazy crash diet or something like that. And so usually after spring break, that's when I'll start that. I'll go all the way to Memorial Day. And that's just me. That's just what works for me. I found that works the past couple of years. But so what I'm saying is that if you've made it this far on your goals, then that's a good thing. Just continue. Do not stop. Okay, that's the thing. You can't stop. You got to keep going. If you made it this far, if you were one of those quitters, second week of January, then don't wait. Just you can have a start date. Let's say you want to start something after spring break. Oh, that's when I'm really going to hit it hard and all that. That's great. But start on little habits now. Okay, start on those little habits so that after spring break, let's say that Monday you're going to start, then you won't have to like just shut everything down. You'll already kind of just roll into it. You'll just kind of tighten it up. All right. So treat it like that. That's what I like to do. I like to just kind of tighten up everything. Just, okay, let me dial in on my nutrition a little bit more. I'm already pretty focused on my nutrition, but let me dial it back a little bit. Let me, like I said, really track my steps, which I do anyways, but, just to kind of make sure I hold myself accountable because I know by Memorial Day, I'm going to be where I want to be. And I've done it before. And so, this time I'll be posting a lot about it as well. So maybe hopefully it'll help you out as well. If that's something that you want to do, that's fine. But I'm saying don't quit. And some of the reasons for The quitting is that I found that people just go, and I've done it before too, you just go too hard, right? You just try to go cold turkey on it. Well, January 1st, man, I'm shutting all this down. I'm going to stop eating this. I'm stop eating that. I'm not eating carbs anymore. I'm not eating fats anymore. I'm not eating food anymore. I'm not eating anything, because that's why I'm in the position. And that's why I try to share with you on my videos, like different options that you can use. So you don't have to go cold turkey on everything. You just kind of substitute it. And I try to give you easier options to track. All right. I always recommend you track your food and you track your steps and your sleep. And so I give you food that are easier to track. All right? Because that's what I do. Now, look, if you are tracking your food, or if you haven't started tracking your food and you're thinking, oh man, this is going to be way too much. No, at first it might be a little tedious. Okay, you might be tracking your food. You might think, man, this is but eventually, what you're going to find after a few days is that you're going to start eating the same stuff over and over again, and so it's going to be quicker to track. All right, so it takes me, if I don't track anything, and then I track it all at one time, maybe takes me 5 minutes because all of my food's are already in there. So I use my Fitness Pal. I always recommend that. There's no excuse. It's free, okay? You can get the paid version, but there's a free version out there that I've been using for years, all right? Download that, put it on your phone, and everything that you eat, track it, all right? And then after you do that over and over again, first of all, you're going to see where you're really at, but then it's going to get easier. You can track. You should not be spending 30 minutes tracking all your food every day. It should take you like 5 minutes. After a while, you're going to track your food in like 5 minutes. And because you already have all those foods already saved in there. And so you just basically you keep eating this, and you don't have to eat the same stuff over and over again, but I try to give you more options too, so you can make it interesting, right? More options for breakfast, more options for lunch, dinner, snacks, and that are easily trackable. Okay, that's why I put all these videos out for you, to try to help you out, because these are foods that I eat. Now, if you don't want to eat certain things because seed oils or whatever you get down with, that's totally cool. Just replace it with something else. I mean, the database for MyFitnessPal is amazing. All right, I've not found a food that I have not been able to track in there. It's crazy, and I've been doing it for years. So, but that's what I can really recommend you start there, is really tracking your food. Okay, I don't know how else to tell you. You got to hold yourself accountable. The people that I've worked with before, that's just why, like, dude, you got to hold yourself accountable. There's just no bottom line. There's no way around it. You can't just guess at this stuff and wonder why you're not hitting your goals. You know why you're not hitting your goals, because you're not holding yourself accountable. So, don't start this fitness journey and just kind of wing it. Yes, make some better decisions, but if you're not getting your goals, then that's why you definitely have to start tracking. But anyways, so getting back to this quitter's day, all right? So don't be a quitter, just be a continuer. I don't even know if that's a word, but don't be a quitter, right? Just, if you fall off a day, it's all right, man, just pick it up. If you fall off a meal, pick it up the next meal. If you miss a session at the gym and now you're like, oh, it's going to totally throw me out, because look, I've been there, man. I've been there to where if I miss a day at the gym, I am a hot mess. I'm all upset and this and that. I mean, I've been there, right? It's like, oh, my whole routine's thrown off. I just missed a whole day of gains and this and that. I've been there, and you're going to get past that. If I can sit here and help you out and tell you that you don't have to worry about that. There's another session to be had. God willing, you're going to have another day at the gym, all right? So if you miss that workout, just focus on your steps, okay? If you mess up on a meal, then focus on the next meal. Make the decision on the next meal. It's all right, don't beat yourself up. Just don't continually do that. Don't miss a meal and then miss the next meal and then miss the next meal and then just keep doing that. That's a bad habit, all right? So if you happen to miss one, it's all right. Don't worry about it, okay? These comments are coming through now. Here we go. Joshua said, hi, what up, what up? Omar, 45 male, 6'1", 190s, want to shed 10% of fat fast. What do you recommend? 45 male. Yeah, I'm 45 as well. First thing is, like I'm saying right there, Omar, you got to track all your food. Do you track your food? First of all, let's just start there. Because if you don't track your food, you're not going to shed anything. You're just going to stay where you're at, right? So yeah, first of all, do you track your food? Start there. Track your food and know exactly where you're at. Go get your daily calories that you use each day, which is, go to, it's tdeecalculator.com. I think it's .com, and find out how many calories you need just to live each day. Don't lie in there. Put your age, weight, your activity level, and all that. Be as honest as you can, and it'll tell you your base calories a day. Let's say if it's 2,500, that's just what you need to live your lifestyle right now. Then if you want to lose fat, you have to cut calories. So you got to cut 250 to 500 calories a day for 7 days, not for 5 days, not Monday through Friday and the weekends off. You got to do it for 7 days. All right. You got to hold yourself accountable. And the only way to know how many calories you're getting, you got to track it. All right. So start there. And then, you know, you don't have to run 6 miles a day. You don't have to, you know, run a marathon every weekend or anything like that. No, no, no. That's not going to do it. What's going to do it is tightening up your nutrition and finding out where you're at, man, and doing it consistently. You know, shedding fat fast. There's, you know, everybody wants it done quick, right? That's why everybody's always looking for that magic pill. Everybody's looking for the short and easy route. I need it fast, man. I need it real quick. And it's like, man, it's not about getting it fast, man. It's about, you know, health, you know, getting it off healthy and then keeping it off, right? If you do a crash diet, you're just going to hop right back up to your, is it 190s or whatever you said? You're just going to go right back to that because your habits are going to go back to that. So if you do a crash diet, I'm not eating this, I'm not eating that, man, I'm going hardcore, man, we're in blah, 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 for 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever it is. And then when you go back to your old habits, you're just going to go back up to 190 and then you're going to be stuck again until the next time you do a crash diet. And so, I would suggest, and I've done those, man. I've done those. I've done the 8-week challenges, 4-week challenge, 12-week challenges and all that. And I've gotten some great results. But then I go back to my lifestyle before that 8-week challenge and I go right back to the same body I had. And so I got frustrated. I got tired of doing that. And so I changed. I changed my lifestyle. And so now I try to stay lean year round. Nothing, you know, I'm not walking around ripped or anything like that, you know, but like I was saying earlier, now after what is that called? Spring break, I can actually tighten it up just a little bit and then get to the point where I want to be throughout the summer. All right. Excuse me. I mean, a cough there. My gosh. Yeah. So hopefully, Omar, you know, keep in touch, man, for sure. You know, I'm here to help.